Hello friends, in this video we are going to study socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. In the previous chapter we studied the powerful ideas of freedom and equality that circulated in Europe after the French Revolution. The French Revolution opened up the possibility of creating a dramatic change in the way in which society was structured. Many countries in Europe and Asia were influenced by French Revolution. New ideas about individual rights and who controls social power began to be discussed. In India, Rajaram Mohan Roy and Desrosiers talked of the significance of French Revolution. Not everyone in Europe, however, wanted a complete transformation of society. Responses were varied from those who accepted that some changes was necessary but wished for a gradual shift to those who wanted to restructure society radically. We will look briefly at some of the important political traditions of the 19th century. The first group is liberals. Liberals wanted a nation which tolerated all religions. They opposed uncontrolled power of dynastic rulers. They were not Democrats. They did not believe in universal adult franchise. They felt men of property should have right to vote and did not want women to vote. Against this, the next group is radicals. They wanted a nation in which government was based on the majority of country's population. They opposed the privileges of landowners and factory owners. They were not against the existence of private property but disliked concentration of property in the hands of few. The next group is conservatives. Conservative people opposed to radicals and liberals. They accepted the change but believed in a respect to the past and wanted a change through a slow process. So, industrial society and social change. After liberals, radicals, and conservatives in Europe, industrialization began. People were brought from villages. Often, men, women, and children came to factories in search of work. For them, working hours were long and wages were very poor. Unemployment was common among poor people, and in cities, housing and sanitation were problems. Liberals and radicals searched for solution. These people were the owners of property. They believed in value of individual efforts, labor, and enterprise. They wanted to end governments established in Europe. They wanted to overthrow unjust, oppressive rule of monarch. So, coming of socialism to Europe. These people, specialists, were against the private property. Society as a whole controlled property and more attention would be paid to collective social interests. They had different vision of future. Robert Owen wanted to build a cooperative community called New Harmony in USA. Others thought that cooperatives could not be built on a wide scale. In France, Louis Blanc wanted the government to encourage cooperatives and replace capitalist enterprises. On such background, Karl Marx had come with his innovative ideology. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels felt that capitalists earn profit and that too due to the works of laborers. They both together published a manifesto called as Communist Manifesto. According to them, workers had to overthrow capitalist rule. They believed workers had to construct radically socialist society. They wanted, if necessary, one could use violent ways to overthrow oppressive rule of capitalism. A communist society is the natural society of the future, these philosophers believe. So, inspired by the ideology of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, various countries of Europe, support for socialism increased. Socialists formed an international body, namely the Second International. They demanded reduction of working hours. Socialists and trade unions formed a Labour Party in Britain and Socialist Party in France. However, till 1914, socialists never succeeded in forming a government in Europe. Let us see the second part, that is the Russian Revolution. Students, the Russian Empire in 1914 was a vast region. In 1914, Tsar Nicholas II ruled Russia. His empire included Finland, Latvia, Bolivia, Poland, etc. Majority religion was Russian Orthodox Christianity, but the empire included Catholics, Protestant, Muslims, and Buddhists. In a pre-Russian Revolution time, in a Russia economy in society topic, 85% of population earn their living from agriculture. Cultivators produce for the market as well as for their own needs. Industry was found in pockets. In areas like St. Petersburg and Moscow, large factories existed alongside craft workshops. Railway networks extended, and due to which coal production doubled and iron and steel output quadrupled. Condition of workers in a Russian society was very miserable. In order to improve their condition and keep an eye on the activities of workers, government supervised wages and working hours. Even factory inspector also was appointed to keep an eye on factory owners. In workshop, working hours for workers were 15, whereas in factories, working hours were 10 to 12. In Russia, workers were divided in various social groups. Women formed 31% of factory laborers. Division among workers even was seen in dress and manners as well. Peasants cultivated most of the land, but the nobility and church owned large profits. Peasants wanted the land of nobles to be given to them. They refused to pay rent and even murdered landlords. In Russia, against this background, various political parties were set up. In Russia, political parties before 1914 were illegal. Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1890. Some socialists formed Socialist Revolutionary Party in 1900, as Lenin was against giving participation to peasants in Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. According to him, peasants were not unified group, and according to Lenin, he felt that party should be disciplined. So those who wanted that party should be open to all formed Socialist Revolutionary Party, and that was led by Menshevik leader Kerensky. He felt that party should be open to all. In Russia, a turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. On this background, in Russia was an autocratic nation. It was ruled by monarch. Liberals campaigned to end such kind of system. Workers demanded a constitution. They were supported by nationalists and Jadidis. Jadidis means those people who are Muslim reformer within the Russian Empire. Prices of goods increased and real wages declined. Membership of workers' association therefore rose, and in order to support those workers which were dismissed, many workers went on strike, and this number reached to 10,000 in St. Petersburg. They demanded reduction in working hours. So against this background, Father Gapon led a procession of workers and he reached Winter Palace. It was attacked by police and Cossacks. Hundreds of people were killed and wounded. This incident in the Russian history is known as Bloody Sunday. Against this background, Tsar allowed creation of Duma. First Duma worked only for 75 days and second Duma which he re-elected worked even faced the same fate. Third Duma also ended in a short time. Against this background, in 1914, World War I broke out. It was fought between two groups. Alliance led by German, Austria and Turkey, and second Britain, Russia and France. The First World War and the Russian Empire. Anti-German sentiments ran high in Russia. Tsarina, Tsar Nicholas' wife, German origin and poor advisor, a monk called Rasputin, made the autocracy in Russia unpopular. In the east, armies fought battle with large casualties. Defeats were shocking and demoralizing. Soldiers did not want to fight the war. Railway lines began to break down. Bread and flour became scarce in cities, and riots at bread shops were common in Russia.